Hi guys, my name is Girish, the host for Back2Basics. Another Back2Basics, another week. I hope you're enjoying all the episodes that we've done so far, and I'm totally excited as to what's happening this year. So today's guest we have, her name is Julie. How about that?
Let's go with Julie.
Let's go with Julie.
Good. Jules. You can call me Jules.
Okay, fine, Jules. So we're going to call her Julie Jules, okay? And we are going to be talking about obsession, or getting obsessed is one of those words. And we'll figure that out as soon as we get into the episode today. So Jules, or Julie, how are you? And thanks for coming to Back2Basics.
You look confused, and people often do get confused when they talk to me. I am so thrilled to be here. I have been a super fan of Back2Basics, and I'm grateful for this platform just to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, first of all. Thanks for coming here. And before we get into the episode today and talk about the crazy word that we have today is obsessed, what does Back2Basic mean to you?
Back to basic means simplifying, understanding what's important, and prioritizing those things that mean the most to you, and not getting caught up in chasing shiny objects.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do in life, don't we? And then how do we prioritize, and how we prioritize our lives, really, life and business world too at the same time. So yeah, thank you for that. So guys, everyone, we have a podcaster, and her podcast is called Obsessed, or Getting Obsessed, or
it's called
Obsession. Go ahead.
Thanks for doing your homework, Girish.
Yeah, I try my best.
My name is Julie Lokun, and I am one of the co-hosts of Obsessed with Humans on the Verge of Change, but Obsessed for short.
Well, because we call obsessed all day long, I think that's all I came out of that. So yeah, thank you. So tell me, what is this podcast all about, and why obsessed? Why not something else?
That's funny you ask. That's a great question, and it's really, as we thought over, and I have co-hosts as well, the name of the podcast, we came up with some crazy names, and I was always, in my daily vernacular, I would say, I am obsessed with this, or I am obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with learning. I'm obsessed with personal development. I'm obsessed with living my best life and figuring out how to do so. And as I talked, I said, why don't I get back to basics and just use the word obsessed?
Sure.
Because it seemed to be something I always used in my daily language.
Thank you so much. So you started this podcast, so let's backtrack a little. So what do you do, and who are you? Why are you? What do you do throughout the day?
Well, thanks, Girish. I am a mom to 4 boys, first and foremost, a wife, and I have a very colored background, if you will, not colored in a nefarious way. I have a background in journalism and marketing. I have a background in law. So I do have a law degree, and I also have a master's in coaching as well. So bring all these together, and here I am. I have a business called Crown and Compass, and we have, under this umbrella, we have a book publishing company, we have a coaching company, and we have the podcast. And what we do is to help people empower themselves and educate themselves on how to get obsessed with your life, to wear that crown, to anoint yourself with that crown, and to point yourself the compass in the right direction. And sometimes you just need a little help in this area.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, by the way. Sometimes we do need some boost in our lives I guess there's a lot of people going through a lot of sufferings in these worlds, the way we are living right now. And I think you and I are trying to make some motivation out of this for people to understand that, you know what, don't be discouraged, be obsessed with your life, go back to basics, and start fresh. I think that's what it is, right?
Start fresh. Every day we wake up, we have the ability to start again. we have the ability to rethink our lives. And we often get bogged down. We get bogged down in the junk. We get bogged down in thinking things will make our lives better externally. But it all begins with us. Numero uno.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I met Jules, by the way, guys, listeners and viewers. I met Jules on Clubhouse, on one of the clubs, and she was there. I don't know how we met, but we met by accident. And then somehow we clicked, we understood each other as to what life is supposed to be and what life is, and how to change that. And I think we were kind of aligned with that. And Jules, thank you again for coming on my show to be aligned at the same time when it comes to Back to Basics and obsessed at the same time.
And thank you, Girish. I recognized the first time we chatted that what you're doing is so driven by a mission. It is not driven monetarily, although that would be nice, right, Girish?
That's right.
But everything you do here, everything you do, you, Girish, on this platform is to empower your listeners. And I feel like I am of the same ilk. You know, when we're chasing targets, when we're chasing money, you'll miss that target every time. It's when we are driven with purpose and we have a mission and we understand why we're here on earth.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like there's no purpose. I think sometimes when we're born, we just don't understand what the purpose is. And I think we have to do our homework to see what that purpose is. You know, me being a technologist for the last 25 plus years, I think I'm realizing my purpose now. Is that too late, or do you think it's a good start?
It's never, ever, ever too late. Never too late.
Yeah.
And the fact that you even can articulate this purpose, and I can see it clearly. So you're in the technology field, and there's something that doesn't resonate with you. Yes, it's a nice job. Yes, it provides for your family, but you really don't have that purpose every morning you wake up. I love to use the term ikigai. It's a Japanese term which translates into the reason I wake every morning. And I think you know the reason why you wake every morning. Never too late, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, because I think you're in the same boat, right? Aren't you? Because I mean, you were a lawyer before, right? But as a lawyer, you are helping people. So where in some way did you realize that was just not your forte, and your forte is what you're doing right now?
So another really great question. And to be honest, I don't think I was very self-aware. And I don't know how many of us are in our 20s, maybe 30s, perhaps 40s, 50s, 60s. And I didn't have that self-awareness. I always knew I wanted to help people. And I grew up in a family of all male attorneys. My grandfather was. And I thought, why not do this? I'll be the first female attorney in the family. And during the process, during law school, yes, I loved it. I learned a lot, but something didn't sit right with me. So over the course of events, you know how life is meandering and changes year to year. The business I worked for paid for me to go back and get a master's certification in life coaching. And immediately when I was sitting there lapping up everything that was the program, I knew right there. And I have not looked back.
Yeah, thank you so much. For life coaching, what are the main questions that you get asked quite often? The top 3 that you can think of.
Well, the majority, if you will, the gateway to my coaching business tends to be executives, career-minded people that need help, either with managing their business and or finding a new job. And it's the gateway to my practice, meaning this is the safe thing for them to get coached for. And within a week, within 2 weeks, after the conversation unfolds, yeah, they're getting a divorce. They're going through another struggle. Their health is really compromised. So the questions I get asked are varied, but can a life coach help? Can it help? Do you have a coach or a mentor, Girish?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a long time to get a mentor, honestly speaking, because I think that coach, or I should say that mentor, should resonate with you. You should have someone to understand your language. When I say language, I mean body language, your situation, in order to get that. So I think the mentor or the coach, whatever one you want to pick, has to be the right one for you. I mean, I'm not saying you're the right one, but does that make sense?
I'm not?
No, of course
Okay.
not. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, you have to find the right one for you, whoever is listening in this podcast right now.
And it's like a therapist as well, you know?
Absolutely.
You have the power to choose your wellness journey, your mental health journey. And if you're not clicking, if they're not providing you with what you need, you look for another one.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. That's right. So those are the things that you get. I mean, from the business point of view, do you get any situations that they come to you for help?
Oh, there's a lot of situations. There are a lot of situations. I'm thinking, I do guide people through the divorce process. I think it's because of my legal background, if you will. It's a natural fit. Executive coaching. I love coaching executives and entrepreneurs on how to build their resilience, their emotional intelligence, their team building, their ideas. I consider myself a visionary in terms I can see the big picture. So if you were to tell me back to basics, what should I do? How can I grow back to basics? I would listen to your story, and I can visualize from your story the branding and trajectory. It's just something intuitive that comes to me. So a lot of that, and a lot of really empowering men and women to understand that your life is not in a vacuum, meaning your health affects your relationships affect your career affects your health, wealth, and everything around you.
That's right.
So everything is interrelated.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's all a domino effect, right? No matter what you decide, a good or bad or ugly, right? But somehow the mentor, even my mentor, myself, has guided me through the rough times and then the good times. And right now is my good time. So I have no issues now. So, well, I shouldn't say that because...
Let's talk to your wife.
Yeah, well, that's another topic for another day, Jules. So, Jules, you have done so much in your life so far. What is Jules, or what is Julie for the next 5 years or 10 years, for that matter?
Well, the plan. What is the plan? The plan is always to grow. Absolutely grow. And as a coach, I've been one-to-one to one-to-one, and I made the resolution January 1st. I wanted to be one-to-many. And so I have really worked on my public speaking skills. I've worked in different arenas, and then Clubhouse popped up, and this is an amazing tool to practice your public speaking skills. Sure. And to build communities. I love building communities of like-minded people and venture into workshops that give value, that give true direction to people who are looking for it. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. So I'm constantly trying to listen to different people, listen to different perspectives, read different books, and fill my mind with positive things that will, in the end, help my business, yes, but help the people I serve.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And it seems like building a community and learning for speaking and listening at the same time I think it makes you a better person out of all these three keys. Am I right on that? And Clubhouse is just one tool. There are other tools out there that we can leverage on and help people around the world. I'm guessing we're already helping around the world already. So what's many more to that, right? So yeah, thank you so much. So Jules, any last words you have on Back to Basics before you leave today?
Well, yes. So for your listeners, getting back to basics really starts with understanding who you are at your core, understanding your core values, and aligning everything you do with those core values. Self-awareness, understanding who you are, can save you so much time in really actualizing your purpose here on earth. So get back to basics. Understand what drives you. Take that time to think. Start to journal. Just really, truly understand who you are, and the rest will follow.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jules, for coming here and making my day and my podcast brighter. Thanks to you. You made it awesome. So thank you again.
Girish.
And keep on supporting me as much as you can, too. Thank you.
Back to basics. And Girish, you're doing mission work. You truly are. And I am proud to call you friend.
Oh, thank you so much, Jules. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
So guys, we spoke with Jules today and we talked about the basics of what? Obsessed, or living life, learning life, loving life, everything else. So guys, there's one thing that we both resonate, which is what? Helping people and helping each other out. And that's what we all do here. So guys, as usual, as always, there is a quote of the day from Back to Basics, and here's a quote of the day. Work is not my obsession. I like to dabble, and I come think of it, that's what I have to do all my life. Don't we just dabble all day long? I think that's what we do, but we enjoy that. So that's what we do. As always, as usual, what do I always say at the end of the episode? Remember, everything in life goes back to basics, and that's what we did today, guys. Guys, you take care, God bless, keep on supporting me as much as you can, and give me all the love as you can. We get great host, great guest, and the content is awesome. So guys, take care, God bless, and I'll see you next week. Next week's episode on Back to Basics.
But it's applied. Actually, I use any book as an example. I usually start with some characters. I always start with some characters. I know who my kind of my hero or my central character is, male or female, and I may have a few other characters, but I don't really know who they are yet. And there are teachers who say before you start a novel, you should spend months writing notes about the character until you know the character as well as you know your brother, as well as you know yourself. And I admire that idea, and I have tried to do that, but I can't.